and I'm going to invite on my next guest. So Ian Kendall, are you there? Ian, you sound like Mickey the Mouse. Is this a deliberate magic effect, or perhaps not?
Is that better?
That is much better. Yeah, you sound.
There we go. It's not a magic effect. It's a hangover of a webcam, which bizarrely on the first call, and it's 11:30 p.m. I do sound a bit like Mickey Mouse attacking the chipmunks with helium balloons.
Okay, well, it's nice to have you now,
I'm better now.
A more human level. So Ian, you're all sorts of things as well. So you're a magician, presenter, teacher, science communicators. Having looked through your bio, tell me what have you been up to in the last kind of couple of months?
Like most people in my profession, very, very little.
Yeah.
I teach magic. I write. At the start of lockdown, I wrote a book for magicians. I intended to write 2 other books. They didn't happen yet. I'm just trying to keep. I don't know what I've been doing. I don't know what I've been doing since yesterday. I've got no clue. I am trying to keep mentally active, because I need to keep my head going all the time, or I get very antsy if I'm not learning something all the time. And I'm just trying to, at the moment, get through one day at a time. That's my life at the moment.
So I feel like that's the case for quite a lot of people. Obviously, at the moment, you've kind of obviously everyone's work life has completely changed, but it's good to hear that you're learning new things. And sort of, I tried to do that at the start of lockdown. I was kind of productive for about a month back in April or May, and sort of tried to teach myself some coding, and then it sort of all just went out the window by about June. It's really hard to continue to be productive when you've.
I think the lockdown fatigue hit a lot of people, and everyone at the start was like, I shall get fit, I shall clean the house, I shall blah 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 blah. And in like the first couple of days of cleaning out the attic, I realized I had nowhere to put anything. And I couldn't take anything because
everyone sets themselves these over-ambitious projects and doesn't really achieve them. But hopefully things like this are kind of keeping people busy and interacting and learning new things.
This is fun, isn't it?
It is fun. Yeah, it's an amazing. I keep saying I'm on the organising committee, but I'll be honest, I didn't do a great deal of work. There's so much work gone on by lots of other people, and they've just put in so much time to make this thing happen. So it's amazing that they've pulled it off. What have you got to show us today?
Well, my main thing is a puzzle with a magic trick, demonstration attached to it. Now. You may know this puzzle, but I have to go through the puzzle to set up what I'm going to show you next. So here it is. 3 men walk into a restaurant. They go to a restaurant and they have lunch.
Okay.
And the bill comes at the end of lunch, and it is $30. So each of the men throw in $10. The waiter takes the money back to the till, and when he gets to the till, he realizes that there was a special on and the meal is only $25. So he takes $5 out of the till, and he realizes that it's very difficult to split $5 3 ways. So he gives $1 back to each of the men and keeps the $2 for himself. Now, each of the men have paid $10, got $1 back. They've paid $9. So 3 men paying $9 is $27, plus the 2 that the waiter kept is $29. What happened to the extra $1? Now, while you ponder that, I will show. I have to sort of re-angle a camera for a second. So bear with me for 2.5 seconds while I point down at my close-up mat. There we go.
I'm going to remind. Oh, go for it. Sorry.
I'll demonstrate people with some money, and hopefully you'll be able to see it. Put my glasses on so I can find. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $5, whoops, and 2 $5 and a $10. Okay, so $10, and 2 5s is, so he's gone, but that's okay. 20 plus 5 is 25, plus 5 is $30. The waiter takes $5, gives $3 back to the guys, and keeps 2 for himself. Each of the guys has paid $9, so that's 10, 15, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 25 plus 2 is 27, plus 2 from the waiter, that's $29, and I've lost $1.
Okay.
Now I'll do that again for you because I have another dollar here.
Right.
Zoe, how many is in this pile here? Can you see?
You've got 5, I think.
5, yep. And how many here?
5.
5. Yep. So that's $10 plus 2 5s is $20.
$20, yeah.
Plus 10 is $30.
$30, yeah.
So the waiter takes $1, 2, 3, 4, $5 from the till. He gives $3 back to the guys, keeps 2 for himself. 3 9s are 27. That's 10, 15, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus 2 is 27. Plus 2 is 29. And I've lost another $1. And I lost my first million doing this trick.
You lost your first.
And so that my first $1 million.
Okay.
That's a sad lie of a professional magician having $1 million. No, not going to happen. So that's just something that I really love. I love that story. And I don't know are you familiar with the puzzle?
Yeah, I am. And so I like the sort of twist that you added on to the end. I remember the first. Sorry, Karen.
No, go for it.
I remember that I've heard that puzzle quite a few times, and every single time I go, hang on a minute, and I definitely fall for it, and then I have to rethink about it. So and remember, I remember this last time. I remember falling for it last time, and then having to think about it. What is it that I thought about, and how did it work? So yeah, it's a really nice puzzle. Are there others? I feel like there are others in that sort of genre of paradox puzzles people might enjoy. What else?
There are. Whether I have any set up at the moment, I don't.
That's fine. I wasn't suggesting you. I mean, this is mainly a maths and magic show, so the magic is secondary to the mathematics, and I have been obsessed with mathematics since I was probably 8 or 9. Okay. I realized that was my thing. That was where I was, and I remember taking my maths O level a year early, and then doing advanced maths and doing maths at university. I did electrical engineering at university, but maths was part of it. Right. Cool.
And with magic, there are a number of mathematical things that you can do. I mean, you memorized 40 head tosses. I have a routine where I memorize 60 number. And you can pull digits out here and there, and you'll know the things behind that. There's a routine that I used to do back in the 80s, which was a memory stunt where you just get 20 disparate things. People will say 20 different items, and you remember it, and you can say what the 13th one is, what the 5th one, you do it backwards and forwards. And that is the only reason that I know that the chemical term for Teflon is polytetrafluoroethylene. Okay. Because somebody once gave me, in 1987, somebody gave me PTFE as number 13 in a list. And so since 1987, I have had a picture of a Teflon skirting board in my head. Which I cannot get rid of. Normally, I can flush the memory stuff from memory work, but I'm sort of obsessed with topology, the stuff that Matt's done with his optical illusions. We just watched. I remember when he first sort of floated those to the magic world a few months ago, and that's that's all cracking stuff. And that's the kind of thing that really appeals to me. Hypercards and flexagons, and Martin Gardner is about as close to a deity as I've got. But that kind of thing I really enjoy.
Well, that's lovely to hear. I wonder if you've got a treat for us that you'd like to share.
I do have a treat for you, actually.
Okay. Treat.
Yes, I do have a treat. This is something that I've been doing since I was about 14. I'll talk about it later, but what I'm going to do, and being a mathematician, hopefully you'll like this, I'm going to prove to you that pi is 2.
Oh, okay. Blasphemous.
I don't know if you've seen this before, but I'm going to tilt you down the camera.
Okay.
And I've got a wee piece of paper, and I shall see what I can do here to make life easy for you. So here we go. The first thing we need to do is draw a circle. And I'd just like to say, for a freehand circle, I'm quite happy with that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw in a diameter to this circle, which we are going to label A and B. And I am not very good at writing upside down, so some things I'm going to flip around. Now, we do know that the circumference of a circle is pi d. Agreed?
Yep.
Okay. Or to put it more accurately, it's usually written as 2 pi r.
Yeah.
Now, this circle has a radius of 1.
Okay.
Okay. So using your mathematical brain, what is the circumference of this circle, Zoe?
So 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by 1. So I'm going to go with 2 pi.
2 pi. Excellent. That's exactly right. And that means that arc AB is pi. You happy with that?
Yep.
This is pi. Now, what makes it more fun is if I do this.
Okay.
You can work this. This now has a diameter of 1. This is pi by 2.
Okay, so it's got a diameter of 1, so it's going to be a half multiplied by 2, which is 1. So the whole thing would be pi, so you've only got half. That arc is half, so pi by 2, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so it's pi by 2 and pi by 2. We're still at pi. Okay,
so in total pi, the whole wave is
This is pi, yeah. And if we do this, we have pi by 4 by pi by 4 by pi by 4 by pi by 4 by pi by 4. Pi. Okay?
Yep, probably. Yep.
And then we have pi by 8, 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 pi by 8 is pi.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Okay.
And then we have pi by 16, 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 pi by 16 is pi.
Yep.
And then we have pi by 32, pi by 32, pi. It's always pi. And what we notice as we see this is it's limiting to a straight line.
Okay.
So if we write this down, if we limit to infinity, we're going to AB because we're limiting to that straight line. Now, we know that it's always pi, and we know that AB is 2, therefore pi is 2. Now, I imagine the look on your face you've got there as I show you this is very similar to the one of my maths A-level teacher in 1985. Because I showed it to him and he got to the end and he kind of looked at me very strangely and went, really? So I'll take these off again. And I've been doing that since I was 14, I think, around about 13 or 14. I don't know where I learned it. I will admit that I was nowhere near smart enough in 1982 to work that out for myself. So I must have learned it from somewhere, but I have no idea where.
Okay.
And I've been doing it forever. And I collected a video, teaching video I call Proof on my website, which teaches things like how to prove -1 is 1, pi is 2, pi is 4, 5 is 4, stuff like that. I love things like that. But the Pi is 2 is one that I have been doing the longest. And it's just,
nice.
especially if you have mathematicians, because obviously you need to understand pi. You need to understand circumference and basic geometry. But if you find somebody who is actually a mathematician and you show it, a very good friend of mine, a magician called Paul Wilson, I don't know if you ever watched the show The Real Hustle, is the guy from that.
I think I have.
His son, Cameron, is just gone to Oxford to do a PhD in maths. And I showed that to him last year, and he was upset with me.
I mean, I'm a bit upset with you at this point. And so you're saying if we go to your website, we can find out how it's done or how it works? Well, are we going to find that out now?
Yeah, I don't want to show you now because, to be honest, that will spoil the fun. And here's the thing about magic. Somebody asked Matt in the last segment, can you watch magic effects anymore? And for me, I've been doing this for 4 decades or so, and it's very hard for me to be fooled. And I don't say that as a brag or as an ego boost. It is the fact that I have been surrounded by this for the majority of my life, and I just know how stuff works.
Okay.
And if ever I find a routine that, in quote, I hate the term fools me, but fools me, and it's happened maybe 5 times in the last 30 years, I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I hold on to it. And I very deliberately do not see out the solution. Okay. I could basically, in magic, I have contacts. I can find out anything I want. If somebody has a routine and I want to know how it's done, I can find it out. But there are times that I don't want to. So if you liked Pi is 2 and you don't want to know how it is, don't. But if you want to know how to do that, then there's a download. I think it's 10 quid or something from my website.
Okay.
And that will teach you 5 different things.
And what's the website address? Give us your
virtualmagicshow.com.
Virtual Magic Show. That's easy enough to remember, isn't it? Virtualmagicshow.com. I imagine that'll be being tweeted and put on our website as well. So yes, there you go.
The number of people who have tried to buy that website from me when everybody's doing virtual magic shows.
Yeah, you did well.
Well, I bought that in 2004, so I've had it for a while.
So it's fair to say you predicted the pandemic.
I'm not going to claim that at all.
You thought in 16 years' time, this will be really handy for me.
What I've quite enjoyed, I've been dipping in and out of the thing while I've been having my food and getting ready. And there was a gentleman on earlier in a travel lodge. I can't remember his name. I feel terrible for not knowing.
Phil.
Phil. But he was saying things like, doing stuff. I have corks with me everywhere. I can show you something with corks in a second.
Yeah, let's do that.
But he said that when I was a science communicator, I worked for the Edinburgh International Science Festival for initially 3 years and took a break and then another 2 years. And I found that when I was touring primary schools, and with a guy called Tom Pringle, who's Dr. Bunhead, he and I were the only 2 that toured throughout the whole year, and the others just in the springtime. I would be faced with a bunch of primary 7 kids. So 10 and 11-year-olds in Scotland, they know everything. And they can get a couple of magic tricks at the start of the thing. And then immediately I had their attention. And sometimes science and magic don't really mix, because magic is essentially breaking science.
Okay.
And the science part of me goes, this is wrong. You should respect the natural order and be a proper scientist. Damn it. And then the other part of me goes, no, going to break it and mess with your head. So I kind of have fun with that as well. But as we all know, science communication is a fantastic thing, because you get this knowledge transfer and you can really connect with young people.
Yeah.
Being a magician in a science festival is much more fun.
Okay, so I found it interesting that you just said science and magic sometimes they don't get on, and on the other hand, Matt Pritchard was just talking about how they fit really nicely together and go hand in hand. So it feels like there's a bit of tension there.
It's not so much tension. It's just professional. The stuff that Matt does is great, but he is using science for a magic effect.
Okay.
So with his vanishing marble, the wee yellow marble that goes,
that's awesome. Yeah,
is lovely. And the first time I saw that, I was just like, it took me 3 watches to go, but he is messing with science, because to the observer, something vanishes. So that's using science to mess with science, and that is something of which I approve.
Yeah, but then the scientific mind makes overrides that, and you go, okay, so this isn't what I was expecting. Can I think critically about it? Can I analyze it and work out what's going on? Because clearly magic doesn't happen. Clearly that, I feel like that might be the key.
Well, yeah. So I get this a lot. I get so many people will watch a magic effect and try and work it out. And I get this. I've had this so long, and I have a speech that I give, which I shall now give to you, because I can get a few hundred people at the same time. Basically, when you are born, your natural state is astonishment. If you, I don't know if you got kids, if you see a child sort of 18 months, 2 years old, they see something for the first time, they're utterly astonished by it. And that's the childhood state. When you get older, you get more cynical. The laws of the world come upon you. It's got a name. It's called functional fixedness. And it happens when you're about 7 years old. And functional fixedness is when, and this is a mouthful, you stop believing that things can do that which they are not designed to do. You basically stop believing in magic. Now,
7.
My job is to take you back to that childhood state of wonder.
Okay. The word wonder again has come up twice.
The wonder again, to take you back to that. Now, if you let me, I guarantee you'll have a great time. But if you try and work out the puzzle, 3 things will happen. 1, your head will explode, because I've been doing this for over 30 years and you're not going to get it. 2, you won't enjoy the magic because you'll be too busy looking at it as a puzzle.
Okay.
And thirdly, if you ever do find out, the magic is gone forever.
Okay. A bit like if I find out that Santa Claus doesn't exist, then.
What?
Oh,
Spoiler.
I mean, that's not. I guess it's the daytime in other countries, isn't it? And okay, I didn't say that. So at that moment, I was wondering if anyone might have questions for you in the chat, or we can look at your cork thing. What would you prefer to do?
I'll show you very quickly the cork, and then we'll do
a couple minutes, and then I'll hand over to the next person in a couple of minutes.
If you have a couple of corks, here's something you can do. So there are 2 corks. You have to scissor your fingers and turn the corks over like that. Okay? Scissor your fingers and turn the corks over. And that's all you have to do. And have fun trying.
I wish I had some corks to hand. You should have warned me. Okay, can you show me that again? Can I just show me one more time? Can I just
one more time? Okay.
Where's my camera off again? Yeah.
Here we go. So I'll just hold the camera in place this time. So you have your 2 corks there. Okay. You have to come in with fingers like this.
Yeah.
And turn the corks over and place them on the table.
Okay.
Okay. That's all you have to do.
Okay. Well, that's something
now,
I'll be
trying. Now, when you try that,
about 10 minutes. Yeah.
It's going to be fun. But you can use. I think you can use batteries. The only trouble with using batteries is if you have a AA, you have the button at the top and you can't set them back down again. So it's a bit messy. Corks are perfect.
I'll find some corks. Okay, well that's everyone around the country watching, around the world, in fact, watching this stream will be doing that in about 10 minutes time. So this has been awesome. Thank you very much, Ian, for coming on and showing us your magic and upsetting me with your pyres too. Which is going to bother me now. I don't know if I'm going to sleep tonight. So thank you very much. I'm going to hand over to the next host in just a second. So it's goodbye to Ian. Goodbye, Ian.